Hello, viewers. This is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series, and it looks like White Weenie versus possibly Selesnya tokens. So far, it looks like he's running a green and white deck. The only predominant green and white deck list going on right now is Selesnya tokens, so we'll assume that's what he's running for now. The White Weenie deck has quite the advantage on the board right now. Thalia's Lieutenant, Anointer of Champions, Expedition Envoy, and Incited Rabble. Though the other side has a Thought-Knot Seer, and he's blocking the Expedition Envoy, which gets +1/+1 from Anointer of Champions, and that will be a trade. But White Weenie can pump his mana into, well, could have pumped his mana into Incited Rabble to deal 5 damage, chose not to, dealt 3 damage, drew his card off of Thought-Knot Seer, and second main phase plays Consul's Lieutenant. So green-white is in quite the amount of trouble here. Okay, Tireless Tracker, that's not really that helpful right now. One blocker against a mob like this when you're pretty low on health. Declaration in Stone. Got rid of Incited Rabble, which arguably was the biggest creature and could be bigger. Okay, fires off the Clue token to draw a card. And plays Silk Wrap to get rid of the Tireless Tracker. So 2, 4, 6 damage. That'll knock him down to 3. Lieutenant gets Renowned. So green and white has to do something pretty drastic here. He has to kill at least 2 creatures. One of them has to be Consul's Lieutenant. A full board wipe would be the best solution, but okay, Declaration in Stone gets rid of the Consul's Lieutenant. And a Morph for a blocker. Okay, that could potentially keep him alive. White Weenie is almost top decking. And Stasis Snare seals the deal. That'll get rid of the Morph, which was a Den Protector, opening the way for 4 damage and the win. So, let's go to game 2. Alright, turn 1 Dragon Hunter from Weenie. Looked like he was, yeah, there we go. Consul's Lieutenant. So that's a very aggressive start. Green and white really, I hope for his sake that he has an answer for the Lieutenant right here and right now. You know, maybe a Silk Wrap or a Declaration in Stone or a big scary blocker. Nissa Vastwood Seer. That will help him smooth out his mana, and then on top of that, it's a blocker that can kill off the Lieutenant so that, oh, excuse me, it has First Strike, I forgot. It could chump block the Lieutenant to keep it from Renown, but it can't kill it. Throbbing Inspector, a 1/2 for 1 that gives you a clue token, and he follows that up with Thalia's Lieutenant, which buffs the team. So, yeah, chump blocking the Dragon Hunter at least is a trade. And the Lieutenant is now a 4/3 First Strike. And things pretty much look exactly like they did in the last game. Green and white is facing off against an army at the moment, and he really needs well, Sylvan Advocate's a really good creature. It's big enough to block the Throbbing Inspector. Well, not in conjunction with Consul's Lieutenant, but Thalia's Lieutenant can be blocked, so it does limit the number of creatures that he can attack with without losing them. But what he and there's Silk Wrap that clears the board. What green and white really needs right now is a board clear, a wrath effect of some kind, because if he doesn't get it, he is going to die next turn. All right, Hail Mary, and there's a planar outburst. Lives to fight another day. But will it be enough? Okay, firing off the clue to draw a card. Dragon Hunter. He is on 5, so Dragon Hunter is actually quite a scary creature. You might not think it, since it's just a 2/1, but when you're on that low of life, almost every creature is scary. But he does have 6 lands and plays a Sylvan Advocate, so it's a 4/5 Vigilance, and follows it up with a Thought-Knot Seer, which is a 4/4, and gets rid of Stasis Snare, which is quite the valuable card for White Weenie against any other deck that their win condition usually depends on creatures. Or in this situation, their life depends on creatures. So he manages to throw out an Always Watching, but green and white throws out Tireless Tracker, gets a clue token from the land, and things are looking up for green and white. He's attacking in with his 4/5 and his 4/4. White Weenie takes the damage because he was on 20, so 8 damage takes him down to 12. But now White Weenie has to start drawing gas. Okay, Thalia's Lieutenant isn't really that good, or isn't good enough right now. It does make the Dragon Hunter big enough to kill off the Thought-Knot Seer, though. But it means that White Weenie is top decking. End of turn fires off the clue token to draw a card, which buffs the Tireless Tracker. And another land gives him another clue. Gain 2 life for each creature you control. And then copies. So green and white is in a very good position right now. And he's attacking all in, which isn't that surprising. He's on 12. If he was on 13, then this would be, well, he could sack the clue token in response, but you get the idea. He had to block something there to stay alive. But thanks to the Sylvan Advocate having Vigilance, he still has a blocker in case he throws out something that makes Dragon Hunter a 5-power, like another Thalia's Lieutenant. But if he has something like a Griff's Boon, then he could fly over for 5. But green and white has answers to that. Blighted Step can gain him life. He could... yeah, that's pretty much his only answer, but it's a good answer. So that was game 2. Green and white won that one. And we're up to 9 minutes. I hope that this video sounds alright. I'm afraid I feel like I was babbling through most of this game. And if I was, I apologize. I always try to do my best to give you guys valuable commentary. But this video is over 9 minutes long now, so I'm going to end the video here. That was White Weenie versus Green-White Tokens, or Selesnya Tokens. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video.